Oof.
Yes.
What? Can I have your money?
No. I don't get that money. I don't get that money. But
Look, it's a $100,000 account. Any percentage of it is money.
I'll tell you right now, it's going to be some hard work. There's a lot of angry involved in this thing right now.
Ooh.
Rated. Don't forget pitch strategy.
Alright, I'm in broadcast now. So you guys have fun. I'm going to leave the party. And I'll see you guys at the other end.
Looking forward to
Thanks, guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Brickyard Classic. We are in the Moonshine Cups. That means our NASCAR-styled cars are going to be over 75 laps. 4 cautions during the first half of the race, 3 to bring us home, and the last 5 laps will be all green. Drivers are currently in the lobby, getting set up, getting ready, putting their pit strategies into place, getting their pressures and everything dialed in. So we'll be live in a couple minutes' time. The first 2 laps will be slow, will not be under full speed. And then from there, we will go green on the 3rd time pass. So, full lobby today. 16 drivers will be taking to the track and be giving us, hopefully, a spectacular showdown. There has been a hell of a lot of competition at the top of our grid. I'll just see if I can pull the point scores up as we stand at this point in time and give you an updated rundown. Okay. Alright, so once again, not underway, not going green this time past. They will be doing their strategy stuff and getting everything set up and going. Okay, so round number 3, this one here at the Brickyard today. Twindy is currently in first position. There's a 3-way tie actually for first place currently. All 3 drivers on 42 points. So a first and a third to both Twindy and Shano. Twindy winning the first race, Shano winning the second race. Sorry, that'd be a first and a fourth, actually. Yes, first or fourth. My mistake. First or fourth to Twindy and Shano, and a second and a third to Cat Guy. So that will be the top 3. Then we throw back to 4th place is Rita on a distant 32 points. So 10 points the gap back to Rita. Gunter in 5th, sorry. Daz in 6th. Coast Rider, Flat Out, Average Brad, Krogar, I'm Boosted, who has changed his name, Super, and Roaster. So everyone from Flat Out backwards has missed a race. So that's why there is a little bit of jumbling with the points there. Alright, in our Teams Championship, I believe that's Shane something Racing. It's Rita St. James. St. James Motorsport, that's what it is leading us away on 74 points over Team TOW on 57 points. That's the point scores as we are. As the drivers file through pit lane, they'll get their strategy all ironed out, get their tyres on that they will want to start the race on. Remember, 75 laps was input, so green the third time pass. It's actually 72 laps will be race distance. 38 laps is the end of our first period of the race. 4 cautions will be allowed during that period of the race, and 3 to bring us home. Last 5 laps will be all green, and this is your Brickyard Classic in the Moonshine Cup for International Sim Racing League. If you're looking to get involved in the racing, strongly recommend it. I've been racing myself in the Outback Cup, which is V8 Supercars. We raced yesterday evening at the Indy Road Course. One of my favourite series, obviously being an Aussie, I follow the V8 Supercars out here quite heavily, so it's a really, really good opportunity to pick up some skills. Difficult car to race, and there was only 6 of us yesterday, and I brought it home in last, so thank you to my favourite pit crew for screwing me around on strategy, not letting me come in, so that's all down to them. But there was a fun time had by all, flat out. I believe Muttley and myself were all racing, and the top 3 positions was raced between Shane, Pogo, and Rita. And Rita actually ran out of fuel yesterday. After she'd finished, she come through, crossed the line, and then ran out of fuel, but nobody else was able to catch up past her except for Muttley. Muttley ended up, I think, actually in 3rd, Rita in 4th, because there was a lap difference between Flat Out and myself and Rita. We weren't actually able to get past her on the track. So that's what decided that one yesterday. Bunch of fun. Power Beetle Cup is all in the Porsche 911s. That's actually one of my favourite series. I love the Porsche, so you'll be seeing me participating in that one. I'm away this weekend and next weekend though, so unfortunately I'll have to let these guys have all the fun. And GT3 Cup, sorry, it's the Grand Touring Cup with the LMP3 machines and the Grand Touring machines. We're going to be getting ready to go green this time through. Rita in front, Daz second, Shane third, and we're going to be go, I think. Have we started yet? No, sorry, my mistake. This time around. Oh, nothing better than getting a little bit overexcited for everything, so. Another full lap to get us through. Everyone's all sorted, all filed up, tyres have gone cold. Pretty much across the board. Cat guy's got a little bit of temperature in his. Everyone else seems to be cold. Full tanks of fuel on board for everyone. Cat guy seems to be a litre down on everyone else though. I'm not sure how that's come about. No, they might be trickling down now to most of the field. Righto, so 2 turns to go, and then we will be going green. Righto, last corner and the run to the grid. Rita, Daz, Shane, Cat Guy. Name doesn't ring a bell. Remy's there as well. Kroger, Twindy, Coast Rider, Flat Out. Whole host, 15 drivers on the grid today. Get ready to go green, and we are away and racing. Rita's going to lead us off. Somebody diving towards the inside. So it's going to be Rita and Shane to lead us through the first time around. Nice clean run down the inside. Firing into the second corner, and the first time down the back straight. It is going to be Rita that is going to be punching the hole in the air for the rest of everyone behind her. Shane has slotted in nicely behind in the blue cars. On the outside, it's going to be Daz in the green, Cat Guy in the red on the inside, and Kroger in 5th position as we come into turn number 3. Little bit out of control. Daz was in the wall there. So Daz might have a little bit of damage early on. That is going to compromise his race in a big way. Cold tyres leads to a little bit of unsteadiness as the drivers complete their first green lap. Somebody dives into the pits way up in the background. That'll be Pogo. So we seem to have ourselves a little bit of a lead bunch going through. Looks like it's the top 7 drivers. Flat Out is at the rear of the lead grid. So Rita, Shane, Daz, Cat Guy, Progar, Remy, and Flat Out is your lead group. Putting us away this time around. So we're on our second green lap, and there's already been a nice little break in the field. All the way down at the back, we'll have to keep our eyes on Pogo, because he's made an early stop, made the decision to come in early, top that car up, get those tyres changed, get a stop out of the way. Daz was into the... Was that Daz? I think that might have been Progar that time around that was into the wall in the background. So, Rita and Shane working together, pacing themselves as part of the team. St. James Motorsport, there's 2 on the wall on the outside. That will be Remy, I believe, and Cat Guy. So Progar, the only one of Green Mountain Racing that has gone with the lead bunch. But other than that, it's a St. James Motorsport lead 4. Let's take a look at our second bunch. Flat Out's going with them. Cat Guy on the inside. So that's Flat Out on the inside. Cat Guy on the outside, and Daz as well. Daz and Cat Guy both got into the wall. So Flat Out's turn to lead us down the back straightaway. So front straightaway. As we come through under our third or fourth lap in the greens. Fastest sectors starting to come out from Shane and Progar. Fastest lap so far is going to be going over to Progar. And in third position, he's got to just sit there nice and tidy, watch the guys in front of him, and I think probably just settle in for letting them punch the hole in the air. Save a little bit of fuel that way. Yeah, Rita is already the first one to dip down to the 108 litre mark in the tank. This might be a team plan from St. James Racing, is just to let Rita punch the hole in the air. Into the first corner. Let's go on board with Progar. A little bit of bump and grind coming down the back straight. Had to get out of it a little bit. Slots back in behind Shane. And they will be going to the first caution of the race. Let's take a look over. Our driver that has spun all the way down at the back of the field now. So the field will reset. So Progar might have just been trying to go with the lead bunch, settle himself down, keep himself with them. 7 caution periods today. This is our first. I don't think it's too much of a bad move to decide that you're going to just hang with them early on. Righto, so caution period. Is anyone going to dive to the lane? I don't think they can this time past. Field is set up, looking ready for a restart. I think Progar's probably the one to watch from the restart. Alright, so we are going to go another full lap under caution period. Time to settle down. Tyres didn't have quite long enough to completely come up to temperature and pressure, but this will save a fair few of the drivers on fuel. Alright, so we'll settle down once again. Coming through turn number 3. Going green, this time past. This will be 9 laps completed as we make our way onto the 10th lap. We're going green, so 65 to home. Whoa, playing games is Rita and Shane about who's diving down pit road. There is a few guys that are going to be diving down pit road. Daz, Flat Out, Gunter, Coast Rider. Righto, so they're going to go green this time past, I think. Nope. We have not gone green. We are going to go another full lap. Give the opportunity for a few drivers to dive into pit road, top back up, and most importantly, put some warm tyres on. So Remy is going to lead us away out of the bunch that did take to pit road. So he's going to come back out in 7th spot. No overtaking as he rejoins the lead bunch. So he is going to have the warmest tyres of the lot, but whether or not there is enough time for them to cool off, Daz, Coast Rider, it's actually going to be some of the guys towards the back, so Rockabilly might actually be the best of a lot of them in terms of tyre temperatures. Have to keep our eyes on that. Did the drivers decide that they were going to go with lower pressures to keep the tyres a little bit warmer for longer and estimate that there would be more caution periods? Don't know, a little bit of weaving coming from Coast. Just see it in the mirror in the top left. Righto, so Rita is going to lead us through turn number 4 and onto the front straightaway. Apologies for saying it's going to go green the last time past, as far as I'm aware. We should be green this time. Field is completely bunched up. Rita brushing with the wall, shaving off little bits of unneeded weight. Alright, we'll go on board with Remy. His tyres have just about gone back to completely bone cold. And we are green and underway once again. So can Remy make the advantages and start to push his way through with those fresh tyres and a top back up on fuel? So he will not need to go to the pits quite as soon as the rest of them. There's only a couple laps in between, so a lot of diving, a lot of dicing. We'll flick back over to our trackside camera. So a little bit of split once again in the bunch. Does Twindy manage to go with them? Twindy has. So Remy is the lead car of the second bunch this time around. Cat Guy hanging it right out wide, running a little bit high. Progar gets down the inside and there's a big crash in our lead bunch. No, sorry, that was the back of the pack. So I believe we will be going yellow once more. Rockabilly, is it? No, Rockabilly's still clean, so it's Gunter and Coast Rider. It got right off into the wall. So, are we going to be going to another caution period? We are. Rita condenses the field once again. She's had complete control of the race thus far. Shane has been the ever vigilant rear fender defender. Progar still in third position, so Cat Guy and Twindy managed to go with them that time around. This, I think, might work completely in Remy's favour, so he's my driver to watch for the next 5 or so laps. Just want to keep an eye on what he does with fuel, what he's going to do with tyre condition. Most of the series have been virtually green racing. So, but having said that, the number of drivers has been down just a little bit. Probably the best series to watch in terms of amount of time spent green was actually the Grand Touring Cup between the LMP cars and the GT3 vehicles. There was a lot of time spent green at Long Beach, of all places, last weekend. So that was a really good job to all drivers that were participating in that one. Can we make 10 laps in the green? I think it's the next question. Field spread out a little bit, just everyone trying to find their places. So I don't believe we'll be green this time past. No one diving off on the pit road. So any benefits of green tyres and tyre temperature has been completely negated. And we have gone green this time through. So Rita's going to lead us away once more into turn number 1. Jump on board of Remy's bonnet. This is a great view. You get to watch so much racing from here. Twindy looking for a little bit of space on the track. Cat Guy is going to be running up real high. Has to get out of it there. He's going to lose a lot of that slingshot effect on the straightaway. Remy is in the draft. He's going to get pulled away onto the back of the pack. Daz just in behind is going to go with them. O'Brien is there as well. There's your break. So it's your top 8 drivers that are going to be in our lead bunch. Rita makes herself a little bit of headway. Gets clean and clear at the front of the field. So what's it look like from Daz's view? It looks absolutely fantastic. Drivers racing close, thinking about the way the air passes over the car. Get back down into that slipstream. Let the car turn into your corners. They can get out of the throttle. Getting back onto it. Trying to keep it turned in nice and cleanly. It looks like Daz might be having a little bit of problems with oversteer. A little bit loose in the rear of the car. Not driving quite the way he wants. Oh, Daz into the wall. Rubs it on Twindy, I believe that is, and Cat Guy slices down the inside. Remy gets the run on the both of them, so Rennie's going to slide past Twindy. No, Twindy's got the speed on the straightaway. Oh, a little bit of rubbing from multiple drivers there. It was Cat Guy and Progar. But we do have another caution period. Coast Rider and Flat Out, it looks like in the wall. Flat Out looks to be struggling with some sort of damage issue. So I believe that was another 1.5 laps of green racing, and it's looking good. The drivers are tight. Definitely another full lap of caution period. Righto, so everyone is going to settle down. Good time for me to grab a drink of water. Good time for our drivers to grab a drink of water. Put yourself mentally in the position of some of our drivers here. What are you thinking about? You're thinking about fuel. You're thinking about when are you going to take that run down pit road. You're thinking about tyre temperature. You've had a couple goes at the restart now. How's the car and the tyres felt as you've come into turn number 1? How's it felt coming into turn number 3 as everything is really sort of starting to come up to pressure? We're not 100% of the way there, but we're most of the way there. What does that make you feel like? Is it a little unsettling to drive? What is going to be your decision? Everyone is going to make the trip down pit road. There is not a single driver out on track. So this completely and utterly resets the field. Good opportunity for Flat Out to repair any damage that's happened to his car here because he gets a complete reset. He's going to tag on the back of the field, lose an entirety of one position on the road. No, the field splits. Not all of them are going to go diving down pit road. Rita and Twindy will be making the dive, as will Cat Guy. Daz Pogo will catch the drivers as they come on through. So our lead driver that didn't go diving down pit lane was Progar. Daz is going to be following him. So 3 Team Green drivers making the decision. All four Team Green drivers making the team decision not to dive down pit road. Now that's a strategy call. I want to put myself mentally in their position. Shane has made the jump over Rita, so he is going to be the lead driver that did dive onto pit road. Twindy will slot in behind him, Remy behind him. So Remy has made a couple places up on that dive to pit road. And it will be because he didn't have to take on quite as much fuel. Any driver that has now pitted twice will have made the advantage out of that second pit stop because they did take on more fuel earlier, didn't burn through quite so much. So, 16th lap of the race here. 3 caution periods, 1 left in the next, 22 laps. Sorry, there's 2 left. No, three caution periods. Yeah, so one caution period left in the next 22 laps. So the vast majority of that is going to be green racing. We'll be going green this time away. Progar has control of the field. This might be the right time to go completely and utterly green because you have split your top and your rear drivers. So the passing should be a lot cleaner and drivers of similar skill level will be a little bit further apart. Not everyone will be condensed, which means that we should see a lot of different little breaks right throughout the pack. Progar, fuel scenario for him, 95 litres, 109 on board for Daz. So Daz and O'Brien did take that first dive down pit road. Guntar went with them. So Progar and Misimo are going to be your 2 drivers that have not made the trip down pit road so far. Flat Out did not make the option to go down pit road as well as we go green this time through. Where's Rita? Climb on board with her is probably going to be the best way to go. Pogo right at the rear of the field is another one that you need to keep an eye on. Rockabilly in between Rita and Pogo, so keep your eyes on that little battle. Progar doesn't seem to be able to get away at the top right now. Rita's getting that car nice and turned in, nice dialed into the turn 2 as they come down onto the back straightaway this time. Watch those tyres in the top right-hand corner as they start to come up to temperature. Still a little bit cold this time past, so it's going to be about turn 1 where they start to come up into pressure. A little bit greasy and you can see it. Is that Super? No, I believe it's Coast Rider. Yeah, it's Coast Rider that's a little bit greasy there on the high side. Rita slices down the inside, makes a position. She's going to get Super as well. She got the better run off turn number 4. Makes her way onto the front straight away. So once again, our packs are going to be split. Remy at the back of the lead pack. Somebody got out of control and there's a big accident! Oh! That was Shane, Twindy, and Miso's in that one somewhere. And I was trying to pick up who the green driver was. It's Guntar. Guntar was our team green driver that was involved in that one. So Twindy was having a clean race. He looked good. Coast Rider much the same. Alright, so we are now green racing once we go from here through to the end of the 38th lap. Alright, the dive down to pit road. Now we're playing mind games. Oh, I'm going to put myself in that party chat right now. Are we going to see a dive into the pits from Progar? He loses a lot, remember. If he takes that dive down pit road, he loses a lot. There is 10 extra litres. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I have to deal with my cats. And they've dealt with themselves instead. Right, so if Progar does dive down, he's going to take on 10 extra litres to go back to full. And he will not go that way. Daz from the Team Green Mountain guys will be... sorry, my mistake. It's O'Brien that will be taking that dive onto pit road. He will be our lead driver that does so. 4 drivers taking the option to dive down and reset themselves. Guntar among them, Coast Rider and Super. So Progar has inherited the lead of this race through not opting to go down pit road. Misano is the other driver that hasn't gone through just yet. Let's see if we can pick up if anyone else has gone or decided not to. So 2 drivers so far have opted not to take a run through pit road. Just the 2. And it's not worked out in Misano's favour at all. Let's take a look at our timings now. See who's done the fastest lap of the race so far. 49.6 for Progar. 49.55 for Remy. So it is the 49.55 for Remy, which is just over 100th of a second quicker than that of Progar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 drivers in the 49s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in the 51s, 1 driver in the 52. So about less than half the field, just under half the field. Most of our drivers though in that 50-second range, and they're only just under it when you go into the 49s. Righto, so I believe we're going to go green this time around. Let's jump on board with Remy. Fastest racer so far. I believe he's missed the start just a little bit. A little bit of weaving for some of the drivers, trying to get some temperature back into their tyres. They make the run the first time around. Oh, Remy gets a little bit greasy. A little bit of oversteer there. Just a little bit loose. Flat out, trying to keep the car in shape. Coming off turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Just stick it in behind the rear wing of Dad's there, buddy, and you'll pick up a whole bunch of speed. Remy just going to try and sit pretty here. Remember, we've got 18 laps of green to go for our next banana, our next caution period. So, what are our drivers going to look like? Flat out and Daz, both looking greasy coming through turn number 3. Let's have a look at the tyre temperatures. A little bit better in the right hand side of the car for Flat Out. Progar, not doing too badly. Oh, his tyres are actually struggling to come up to temperature. The Flat Out's working the car, the right hand side of the car, the hardest out of our lead 4. Let's take a look down. Where is the brake in our bunch? Maybe about 10th spot. So Pogo punching a little bit of hole in the air in that gap in the middle there. Twindy closing up on the rear wheel of the Cat Guy. Gets a little bit out of shape on the turn-in point. Catches it nicely. Turns in much better this time around. Front right of his car is now up to temperature. A Cat Guy much better on the temperature scale. Everyone trying to break drafts at this point in time. Best laps starting to come out for a few of our drivers. Oh, in the wall. That'll be Flat Out. Yeah, it is. He's going to slide a long way back. Remember, no cautions left. Come off that back straightaway corner real slow. The car might be pulling a little bit to the right for him. Slides to the back of the lead bunch. Cat Guy closing up on the rear wheel of Rita. So 6 cars is going to be your lead bunch, and then the next 3 are sort of split a little bit. Let's see if Flat Out decides to make that trip down pit road. No, he's going to stick with it a little while longer. Remy getting it turned in real tight, right at the bottom of the track. Daz and Shane going to run around the top side of him. Got a great run onto the back straightaway. And that's allowed Progar just a little bit of breathing room right now. Twindy running on the high side there of Remy, and Rita locked in behind them. Rita's going to slide down the inside of Twindy. See if she can get the run onto the front straightaway. Sitting in the draft nicely is going to be Twindy, but yep, great moving over from Remy. Is going to give Rita that draft and make sure that she pulls ahead. That's some real nice teamwork right there. Cat Guy Right up on the rear bumper of Twindy, so Twindy's starting to slide backwards a little bit. And the field condenses at the front once more. So Shane now starts to go with Progar. Run towards the higher side of the track is Daz and now Cat Guy. Both of them struggling to get it turned in onto turn number 3. Now trying to make the run for home. So that lap, it's going to be Daz that slides to the rear of our lead bunch. Loses a couple car lengths. A few cars slide to the top of the track now. Shane's going to be one of them. Had to get right out of it. He slides now to the lead, to the rear, just in front of Daz. Gonna have to slot in behind Cat Guy. Cat Guy looking to get back into that draft, not quite able to. Gets to the side of Shane. Shane catches it. That's a great save by Shane. Nearly ended up in the fence. That's a great save. But now he's got to reset. He's got to settle himself back down. And immediately back up onto the rear of the bunch. He's going to be keen to get clear and get through on Cat Guy and try and get away from him. Well, down the back straightaway, it was all sorts of out of control. So Shane just trying to get a nice clean run off turn number 2. See if he can't get the draft. Get him down into turn number 3. They called the Brickyard for a reason. They would have been slamming into the bricks on the outside of the road. That went any worse. Goes very deep into turn number 3. Does Cat Guy. That's going to allow Shane to slide on by. Runs him up the road a little bit. And he's going to slide back over to the right-hand side of the road. That's some great moving. Alright, let's look back towards our timing screen once again. See who has managed to put down new fastest laps. I did see a lot of drivers starting to put in new best laps, but it's still going to be Remy who leads us away from the drivers in the 49s. 49.559, not able to improve on his best time, and Progar on the 49.661. But Twindy's slotting in there with a 49.680, so him and Progar just about identical times. Let's not throw to a commercial break again. Let's not do that. We learned our lesson last time we were broadcasting. And we're 3 wide, heading down to turn number 1 this time past. Whoa, Rita gets a little bit out of shape on the inside, has to get out of it, and that's going to allow Twindy and Progar to slice away just a little bit. Progar has led now. Most laps of any driver would be up in about the 20 lap range, probably early 20s. Rubbing along the wall, down that straightaway. A little bit deep into turn number 3. Twindy and Rita. Real good, real close racing. Trying to keep it clean now. Rita with just a little bit of bumping on the rear fender there of Twindy. But look at how close all 3 of these drivers are. Twindy gets a little bit out of shape and Rita's right there. Remy's just watching from afar, just being patient. Fastest driver on circuit right now. Just wants to hold on to it. Definitely like his chances later in the race. Clips the outside wall, gets a little bit out of shape, catches everything all nicely. Shane now closes right up on the rear wheel of Remy. And a little bit of fence touching there. Twindy on the outside. Rita's trying to slide up the inside. Keep our eyes on this as we go to turn number 2. Twindy again struggling to get the car turned in a little bit loose. So Rita gets a much better run on the straightaway. Not enough that she can move across though. Progar's had it all his own way thus far. Rita dives on a pit road. So Rita will be the first of our drivers to dive down pit road on the green. Shane and Remy go with her. So again, team decisions. They decided that they weren't making up enough ground at the front of the pack. There was too much rubbing and grinding. All 3 of them will go to pit road this time past, and the reason they'll do that is so that they can use the draft. It'll be much the same way that cyclists don't break away individually. There's always 2 that go together, and it's so that they can break the wind for each other, make the force required to speed up down the straightaways that little bit easier. That is a team decision, and we'll see if that has any sort of lasting impacts. We've got 6 laps left to go before we hit our next caution period. There's a few drivers starting to go down to pit road. Pogo, gonna join them. And I don't hate this decision either. He's decided that he wants to stick on the rear fender of Rita, Shane, and Remy. Where are they? They're coming down the front straight away now. So by the time he gets up to speed, he is going to be a little bit behind them. So he's got a little bit of work to do to stick with them. There go the 3 blue drivers. But again, if Pogo can sit on the rear fender of them, he might have a chance of winning this thing. And Misano is going to slide past him, so he's going to use him for drafting. That's, again, not the worst. So, time to keep an eye on Progar and see how far he can break away at the front. He's going to need Twindy. They're both going to have to work together. Otherwise, Progar is going to end up way down on fuel compared to them. And he's going to have to dump a lot of fuel into this thing. And we are coming up on the halfway, so the drivers will be able to make it home from here. Misano dives in the pit lane, so that means that Pogo does not have a drafting buddy. Does mean that he will have a clear track in front of him. Starting to come up on lap traffic now is Progar. So, also a factor will be how cleanly he can get through on this. So we might actually see Progar dive onto pit road just to get clear and free of all the lap traffic. Rita takes her first car, makes the move up to 9th position. She's up in 8th, sorry. No, she is in a 9th. Might have just been them swapping positions in the draft queue. And Twindy is actually going to go ahead and take away our fastest lap. Progar put one down and Twindy follows him. So 49.3 now, the fastest lap of the race. So Shane is at the back of this little group of drivers. He's the only one of the 3 of them not to slot in a 49-second lap thus far. But when he gets the draft that good, might stick it into the 49s this time past. So it's Remy. Sorry, my mistake. Remy. Actually, sorry, that's my mistake. That was the last lap around. Was only a 50. My mistake. He's going to go to a 49.4 and nearly stick another fastest lap of the race. So he gets the fastest sector 2 of the lot of them. Coast Rider takes the run over to pit road. Next time past the start finish line, we will be free to take more caution periods. There'll be 3 of them left available to us. But most of the drivers now in that green running zone, less likely to see a caution. Great big battle here between O'Brien, Daz, Cat Guy, and Flat Out's going to go with him. So that's starting to form. Flat Out runs a little bit high, gets into the wall, cleans it up. So it's down to Progar. What is he making for this green running? Let's keep our eye on the gap now. So, should be keeping an eye on the gap for a little while. So, Rita, 33 seconds back. $33.3. Twindy now really going with Progar. Might be Twindy's turn to take the lead of this race. I'm just going to take a quick break. You guys just keep your eyes on the action. Right, we're back with it. We see Progar and Twindy come up on a lap driver. Doesn't get the cleanest pass. Little things like that are going to start to cost them, but lead still 33.1 seconds. Fuel scenario for Progar is starting to get light. He's at 38 litres. Be interesting to see if Twindy does decide that he wants to go with him down pit road. So that's another scenario to keep your eyes on. Our next little munch, 60 litres about approximately in the tank for them. Both sides are 60, so Flat Out's the worst of a lot of them on terms of fuels. He starts to strip back just a little bit, only 50 litres in the tank for him. I'm going to say that we're going to see a dive towards pit road in sometime in the next 10 laps. I don't think we can go any longer than that before we'll see our lap dives down towards the pits. But I believe Progar is going to be holding out for another caution period. I believe would be his goal. Rita making use of the clean track in front of her, dives down to 32 seconds the gap. So they've made up about half a second now. All off that lap driver. Crucial little bits of time. So they're going to pull themselves up. They've got a fair while before they run into end lap traffic. So this will be a good opportunity to some green running for these guys. Gontar is starting to drift a little bit back towards them. Litres in the tank as well, so 90 on board for Rita. Shane's at 94, 93 for Remy, so they are all on identical strategies. Pogo's at 60 litres, and he did take the dive down pit road, so he didn't take on a whole bunch of fuel, he didn't fill all the way up. I have a feeling he might be a little bit short in terms of fuel as well, so he might have to make that dive down pit road once more. So there's a few drivers that are banking on another caution period. Coast Rider this with Pogo. I was wondering who that was. Rita loses that half-second margin that they've made up over Progar. And they catch back up again, so something's happened to Progar. So we just have to keep our eyes on. Right now we're in that holding period. And Twindy is just comfy to sit there. He's just going to sit back and watch. 49.394, that time pass for Twindy, and Progar 49.4, so they're running quite quick. Be interesting to see into their minds, see if they're in a little bit of fuel conservation phase. I have a feeling Progar might be, or he might just be going for broke. If he is going for broke, that puts Twindy in the box seat. Because Twindy just gets to sit there and make use of all that drafting. O'Brien a long way back, 12 seconds the margin back to third position at this point in time. Remember, these guys are going to come in on a pit road, I think, once more before the end of this race. Shane takes the lead of our catching pack. Now, if they bank correctly and there is a caution period, these guys are the biggest winners out of the whole lot. They're green at the end. Is that Gunstar in front of them? No, that'll be another lap driver. Try and pick up who it is. Misano, he's really not having a great day out today. A lot of wall rubbing. And there it is! There's the call! Twindy and Progar have made their run down pit road. So, 90 litres needs to go on board for Progar. And they slip behind them, so the strategy call has been fantastic from Shane, Rita, and Remy. They are going to assume the lead, the effective lead of this race. From my mind, they are the first drivers on track that are going to be able to make it home from where they are. So it has not worked for Progar. They had to make a call, and they did. They did make it. It was a lot of time spent stationary just putting fuel in the car. He had to put 50 litres on board. Only 20, 30 or so, somewhere in that region for Twindy. Actually, my bad, it is Twindy that has assumed the lead of the race. So let's see what sort of lap times he can put down with Clear running in front of him. And it will be 5 seconds back up the road is the margin. Back to Rita. So let's talk fuel scenarios now. 50 litres on board for Gontar. I don't think he's getting home. Flat Out's only got 30. He's even worse off. Daz is at 40, so there's going to be a fair few drivers starting to dive to pit lane anytime now. Pogo on pit road, filling up. Is he going conservative? I think he might have gone conservative, Pogo. 4 fresh tires on board for him. 50 litres of fuel. Let's jump away and let's come back. Guntar now making his way out of the pits as well. No, 50 litres is the call from him. Guntar goes to 70. I think 80 is our margin. 80 appears to be our margin to get home if the math is right from Rita, Shane, and Remy. How's Twindy for fuel? Twindy's thereabouts. 75 litres of fuel on board for him. Now the margin between him and Rita has come down to 4 seconds, so he's in view for them. He is in sights. They've got a target to drive through. Makes it so much easier. Stop looking at numbers. Just start looking at the car in front. Cat Guy has assumed the lead of this race, running in the 50s, in the mid-50s, mid to low 50s. O'Brien going with him. And Daz right there as well. Flat Out is the gap. Sitting in that one. So, 10 seconds. Good to see him up into the points. Be interested to see when he dives to pit road as well. Remember, only 30 litres on board for him. Struggling a little bit with tire temperature on the right hand side of the car. Twindy, the margin is now down to 3 seconds. They are coming. It's now down to 2.5 seconds. So they are coming. St. James Motorsport are hunting him down. Target painted on the rear of that car. So Flat Out dives to pit road. He's looking to get himself home from here. Be interesting to see how much fuel he takes on. We're under 2.5 seconds now, the margin. It's under 2 seconds. So they're catching him. Let's say a quarter of a second lap if we're being conservative. So we have got 8 laps before they're on the rear wheel of Twindy. At that point, do they make the call to push on past him or do they use him? Now the 3 lead drivers dive down onto pit road. So Daz, Cat Guy, and O'Brien all on the road. How much fuel are these guys taking on? I'm thinking it's about 30-35 litres to get home. So Rita blasts on past. Twindy's gone. So Twindy assumes the lead of the race. No more effectives. I think you're now looking at your actual margins. So Twindy leads, but it's only by 0.8 of a second, and they're now coming into draft territory. So ladies and gentlemen, we got a motor race on our hands, and hasn't it evolved in such an interesting way? Yeah, look at the draft for Rita. As she puts in her fastest lap of the race at a 49.2. So let's jump to the timing screens and see how that stacks up. 49.219. Equal with Remy's fastest lap of also a 49.219, and that is the fastest lap of the motor race shared by Remy and Rita. And Rita, is that Twindy? Rita slides by. Rita assumes the lead of the race. Gets a great run off turn number 4, turn number 2. Turn number 2. Runs it down the back straight away and assumes the lead of the race. She is now running an even faster lap than her last one. And what a time for a lap driver to appear in front of her as well. Gets a draft up that one. 49.1 is the new fastest lap of the race, and we might end up in the 48s. Now, what does Twindy do? Twindy's already lost 0.3 of a second, and he has got the St. James Motorsport crew on his rear bumper. So Rita's decided to go for it. The crew's all there, but they're not with it to defend at this point in time. Starting to make their way back up onto the rear wing of Twindy. Twindy gets a great run off the final turn. He's going to look racy. Inside or outside? Into the first turn. And with 20 laps left to go, it's going to be 20 laps of insane racing. If you like your Oval Motorsport, you have tuned in at the exact right time. Pit strategies have played out. Rita, Shane and Remy took a gamble early. They pitted under the green to get themselves home. And now Rita has the lead of the race. But not just the lead of the race. With her, Shane and Remy looking for an absolute bag of points today. Progar led a lot of laps early. Now finds himself buried in the midfield behind the group that pitted late from Cat Guy, Daz, and O'Brien has fallen off the rear of that group. But also, Progar's not quite with them either. So he's now got a little bit of work to do if he wants to earn himself some more points. Move up the field. Flat out, one of our worst drivers within the field and struggles for a lot of consistency. He's doing really well for himself, sitting in 10th. And this might be 9th position for him. Is that Gunter on the inside? It is not. It's a lap driver. That's fine. 10th position for you, flat out. That is a fantastic achievement. You keep on keeping on. Right, so let's run through the order of our drivers on the lead lap of this motor race. Rita trying to break the draft on Twindy. Shane in behind. Remy in 4th spot has probably got the best view of a lot of them. He's just sitting here. He's happy to watch the motor race unfold in front of him. Cat Guy drops us back 18 seconds to 5th place. Daz has gone with him in 6th. Progar led most of the motor race before being in our second last bunch of pitters in 7th position, and O'Brien's just off the rear of him. Gunter is going to round out our lead lap of drivers. Flat out is going to be the first of your lapped drivers this evening. Pogo Gun, Super, Rockabilly, Coast Rider, and Misano is your 15. Now something's happened there for Twindy as he slides down a place. Shane intercepts, and now he is the meat in the St. James Motorsport sandwich. 2 pieces of bread on top, 1 slice of Twindy meat in the middle, and a slice of Remy bread underneath. Off turn number 3. So now Remy starts to drift a little bit off the front, off the rear of our lead pack. Needs to make sure he stays in that draft range or he is just going to fall off it. And look at the times coming out. 49.299 for Rita, 49.221 for Shane, and a 49.207 for Twindy. So they're all right there on our fastest laps of the day. The pace has been phenomenal. in the wall a little bit there, Shano. That's a little bit wide on exit of turn number 4. Remy nearly puts in the fastest lap of the day at a 49.18. Slides to the outside. There's one of our lapped drivers. And Twindy makes the play for the lead of the motor race once more. 15 laps left to run. When they cross the line this time through. And we have not seen a caution for about 40 laps. That is a lot of green running. Pogo dives to the pits. What's going on there? Might be looking for just some fresh tyres to get themselves through to the end. Oh, Rita gets a little bit unsettled coming into turn number 3. Gets to the side of Twindy. Twindy slides a few places back. Gonna have to settle back into that draft once more. But it has been very clean racing up front. We have got 4 drivers all competing to be on the podium, and one of them can't make it. Unless something major happens, it's going to be 2 from St. James Motorsport on the podium. Can Twindy keep it to just 2? A lot more lap traffic this time past. And now Twindy gets a great run off turn number 2. And Remy has managed to close back up again. So he's going to stay with our lead bunch. As they're all jostling for track position and trying to get past our lap driver. Twindy has to get out of it. Is this Remy's chance to slide by? No, it's not. Whoa, gets a little upset coming off turn number 2. Righto, let's keep our eyes peeled on another battle developing. So, Cat Guy and Daz in 5th and 6th. Gunter and Kroger are going to be right with each other. You get the feeling until the end of the race from here. And that looks to be all your battle packs. Oh, back to the front again. Just jostling for track position. The other good part about this is all 4 of our lead drivers have gone together. There's been no attempt to back Twindy off from the rear of the pack. All 4 drivers just looking to stay together. And now we're down to 10 laps left to go. Well, we're less than that. We're 9 1/4. And now it is time. We are down to 9 to go. And here is where the race will be decided. All the drivers have done their job to get themselves here now. So what does Rita have to do to win this? Well, she's been pushing and punching the hole in the air for the rest of the drivers the whole race long. But she's also been quick. Is that a new fastest lap for her? It is, 49.101, but we have now dipped into the 48s. Remy, that time passed 48.885. Sorry, there's a lap before, 48.885. Twindy just went fastest in Sector 2. The times are starting to come down as everyone gets light on fuel. Once we get through this and one more lap driver, it is a pretty much clean back stretch. Alright, so it's 8 laps to go. So don't forget as well, how does this affect our point standings? Well, Twindy, Cat Guy, and Shano are all top. That is 10 points back to Rita. And this is Remy's first race, so he's going to pick up a whole bag of points, jump a whole bunch of positions up. But it's going to be on for the lead of the series between Twindy and Shane. So that is another story that is unfolding in the middle of this race. Yep, they've all got enough fuel on board to make it home. Alright, so our last lap driver to get through before we're green to the finish, and there's only a couple laps left. So now, you've got to start setting yourself up, timing your runs. You've got to set yourself up for those last couple of laps. So Twindy, ideally, if I was in his position, I want to get by probably this lap or the next lap and start setting the lap and the run up on Rita if he wants to go for the overall. So it's Shane's job in this position to not only think of his own championship hopes, but to also play fender defender for Rita. As Twindy sets up 49 even. 49 seconds and no change for that time around. 49.037 for Shane. So look at those lap times crumbling at the same time. And there's a driver backwards on the rear straight. We are inside the final 5 laps, so there is no caution. All the drivers communicating quite nicely within the party chat. Everyone gets out of each other's ways. There's no issues with that driver turned around. That's a great job done by the whole field. Now we're at 4 laps to go. Tensions start to rise. And look at those lap times. There's nothing in them. 49.08. 49.081, 49.1. Remy's fallen 3 seconds off the rear, so he is now out of the picture and he is just going to make it home in 4th. Rita tries to break the draft and still give the draft to Shane. dives down the inside. Twindy is going to take a long way around. But he gets a great run into the turn number 3. Makes the place. Shane gets the shorter way around. Makes the place back. There is nothing in this. Again, Rita offers the draft to Shane. And there is nothing, you can't tell who's leading. Twindy makes the spot. Is that going to be? Race decided, he's got a great run onto the back straight. Rita breaks the draft. Shano trying to go with her. But Twindy assumes the lead of the race with a couple laps left to run. And Rita's out of the side of him. How are they not in the wall? I think they might have been in the wall, but they've kept it together. With a couple laps left to run, they get side by side into turn number 3. They end up in the wall, and all 3 drivers are still in the race. So Rita will retake the lead. 2 laps now to run. Right, so that's turns 1 and 2 done. There'll be one more time through those. The second last time down the back stretch. And Twindy needs to make his move now, or he will not win this race. Rita has controlled the lead of this battle pack for so long. And now Twindy right up on the rear fender. There'll be one more time passed. Twindy's just going to go with it. He's going to try and stick it around the outside. And run down the back straightaway and get it into first. He doesn't have any other choice. Shane into the side of him. Twindy on the wall. It's a shame we didn't see what happened there. But Shane overran it into turn number 1. Twindy on the wall. I'm going to go ahead and say that that was not meant to happen. Shane just trying to look for that every last little edge. Ran a little bit hot, but that's going to give Rita the race. She's done an excellent job. Controlled the battle pack. Controlled the pace of the race for so long. And ultimately, I'm glad she wins this one. Not the circumstances Shane would like to bring it home in second place. And Twindy would be upset with both of them, I think. Both rubbing and grinding with him in the last couple of laps, but what a motor race! That's what you come to oval racing to see. Remy brings it home in 4th. Daz about to cross the line for a well-deserved 5th place, manages to get an advantage over himself and Cat Guy. Looks like Cat Guy might have found his way into the wall as well. No, he's out of fuel! He's out of fuel! And he is going to lose a place to Progar on the penultimate lap. Wow! Flat out. He's going to bring it home in 9th position. Real good job to him. Rockabilly in 10th. Super 11th. Coast Rider 12th. Misano 13th. But that was one hell of a motor race. Let's see if we can't get into the party and ask Rita some questions about our... Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was indeed a Brickyard classic. Oh, I tell you what, Twindy, you're a little bit unlucky. Oh, yeah.
And the cars, they just can't do that. No, absolutely. You could 100% see it from spectator point of view. You could 100% see that for sure, and it didn't matter because Twindy was still running hotter down the outside. Yeah. No. Yep. 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 But no, that was a hell of a race. Rita, how do you feel about that one? You, I know, 100%. I'm aware. Yeah, it's a team race. You guys set up the strategy and you just pulled it off. Oh yeah, you every time Remy put in his fastest laps, that's where he was sitting. All part and parcel of racing. No, that's fantastic. Do you want to try that again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. I went off. Absolutely. It's a good watch because I'm calling the strategy the whole way as well. Like, for somebody, I have not watched enough oval racing, and I'm sitting there going, I know that there is so much of this race that I am missing, and there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, there was a few guys that were like, if there's another yellow, they just win. But like, oh, yeah, absolutely. He was 30 liters down on you. Yeah. No, absolutely not. No, there's way too much fuel he had to take on. All right. Thanks for the run, guys. I got a whole bunch of stuff to get done. So you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you next week for V8s. No worries.